Welcome to the first episode of Forex Insights. Alright, in this episode I'm just going to be sharing trade ideas for us in this coming week. So this is the second week of January. So let's get started without wasting much of our time. So firstly, I'll be looking at the dollar index. The dollar index. Firstly, because some of the pairs will be trading have their indexes on dollar. Example is we'll be trading GBP USD, and basically yes, that's only dollar based currency will be trading. All right, so let's get started. We'll just have to take this off. All right, so this is the daily time frame of the YDX, which is the dollar index. So looking at it critically, you're going to see that there are a lot of information to deduce from this. This is February 2023, and you could see all this low here, right, was taken, and there's liquidity resting below here. So the liquidity was taken, which is sell stop rate. After it was taken, we saw price move upwards. All right, so at this point price already took liquidity from this zone. All right, you can see this liquidity here, because that's what price does all the time. Takes liquidity from the sell side, delivers it to the buy side, takes that of the buy side, and downwards. All right, so the cycle continues. Now this is our current area of interest. All right, using the IPTA range, when I measure it, looking at say 90 days. All right, this around 90 days. Yes, this is the 90 days zone. And if you look critically, you're going to see that all the lows were being taken out, preserving the highs. You see here, this low was taken out, this low was taken out, this low was taken out, this low was taken out. So the market was continuously in a downtrend, all right, up until now. So it is just a very simple thing to do. First I did was take my Fibonacci 2, took my Fibonacci 2, drew from down to the top to the peak, and you could see that our trade is actually on the discount. All right, this is the discount zone. From the 50 downwards, the discount zone. From here upwards is the premium zone. So the market is currently on the discount. Now, considering the economic data that came out from the US last week, the non-farm payroll, unemployment claims, and all that, you could see that strong data came out from the US, meaning that the currency is likely to strengthen. So working with that, coupled with the technical, it means dollar is likely to strengthen this week. Yeah, it's likely to strengthen this week, right? Meaning that all the pairs that are dollar based, all right, or has dollar as their code, is likely to be affected in this coming week. So having this at the back of our mind, you could see there is a liquidity void somewhere around here. Let me just zoom this. Yes, we see there's a liquidity void somewhere around there, which means that price is likely to be attracted to this zone. Like this liquidity void was since November 1st of November 2023. So the likelihood that this price is going to come back to fill this zone is actually high. So that's what we'll be looking at for in this coming week. So that's for the YDX. Secondly, we'll be looking at JPYX, which is the Japanese yen index. All right, so similar thing. First I look at my IPTA range, the 20, the 40, and the 60, but in this case I'll be working with the 20. All right, you can work with anyone, however. So on the 20 range, it's likely somewhere around there. There are some holidays, that's why we are seeing some skipping. So this is 21, and looking at this data, this is the most recent low. All right, this is the most recent low. Forget about this one, because this one has already been raided. This one has been taken out. So working with that information, this low here that was created on 19 December has already been taken out, meaning liquidity has been grabbed below this zone. And the next thing we should be looking out for is liquidity to be delivered to the other side, which is the buy side. So we could see liquidity resting above here, liquidity resting above here. Okay, won't go too far out time frame, we're going to see clearer. Yeah, so you can see liquidity resting above here, above here, above here, and above here. So since price has cleared this liquidity down here, what are we expecting? We expect price to rally upwards, meaning that all JPY quote pairs are likely to be what affected. All right, so having that at the back of our mind, it informs our decision, because using the information we are getting here is going to, inform our decision as to trade along in the other pairs. So let's get to the pairs straightforward. So the first pair I'll be looking at is GBP USD. All right, first I have to go to my daily time frame. So we'll be looking at GBP USD. So critically, I like looking at firstly where it's priced at the moment, where the price come from, and where it's price heading to. So once you ask yourself these three questions on the daily time frame, you could easily discern where price is likely to go towards. All right, so firstly we could see liquidity around here, which means that this liquidity has been cleared with this single wick. All right, so this whole liquidity has been cleared. So when the market takes the buy side liquidity, what does it do? It delivers it to the sell side liquidity. All right, so even if I use my ETA range, you could see that this is around August 2023, which is way too far. So for price to take out this liquidity from this zone for as far as 2023 August, it means price is likely low to take price delivery to the other side, which is the sell side zone or sell side liquidity. All right, so on the daily time frame, I have to mark these zones out. This high was taken out, this high was taken out, this high here. Let me zoom it so you could see. We'll equally scale down to 4 hour time frame, so we'll see everything clearer. This high here too was taken out. All right, so let's go to 4 hour time frame to inform our decision better. So on the 4 hour time frame, firstly you could see an order block here, an FVG, fair value gap, and once price took out this liquidity around this zone, it created another fair value gap somewhere around here. All right, and this is an equal low. Everything is just as clear as possible, so you could either take a screenshot of this and we'll see what price is going to do in this coming week. Okay, so on the 4 hour time frame, we could see that there's liquidity resting above here, and there is an FVG somewhere around here. Okay, sorry, let me mark that. FVG. Yes, there's an FVG somewhere around there. So what it means that price takes out liquidity from the buy side, it has to deliver it to the sell side. So where are we targeting? Firstly here, secondly here, which is the FVG, and lastly a touch on the other block. All right, so let me go to 1 hour time frame. Yes, it's now very clear on the 1 hour time frame, so you could see what price is doing. This is the fair value gap I talked about. There's liquidity resting above this side. There's a high here too. I mean here, you could see if I take this off, there's a high here and there's another high here. So what price is likely to do, because liquidity is the fuel for the market, that's what drives the market to either side of the direction. So I'm expecting price to move upwards, clear this liquidity here, make a touch on this fair value gap, and we see a massive sell-off. So I have my sell zone somewhere around there, so this becomes my point of interest. So when price trades into this zone, I'll be looking out for rejection candles, and whenever I see a spot one, I'm going to be taking the trade downwards. So that's for GBP USD. Remember, in our divide the S analysis, we'll see that divide the S is likely to strengthen. So if divide the S strengthens, GBP USD is going to lose value, is going to sell, because dollar, the USD is the quote currency here. All right, so that's for GBP USD. The next pair is NZD card. This is one of my favorites, NZD card. So let's look at NZD card on the daily time frame. So for NZD card, it's as clear as anything. All right, we saw price broke out from a flag pattern. Right, you could see price broke out from this huge consolidation. This consolidation started from December 2022, and we saw a breakout in November 2023. So this is huge. The consolidation was huge, and after that we saw an impulsive move to the upside. So for price to experience any retracement, we expect the buy side liquidity to be taken out, all right, before any further correction. So having that at the back of my mind to inform my decision, and that is what I'm actually looking at here. So this is the most conspicuous high here on this zone. This is the high around 0.84293. So that's the high. And currently, from what I'm seeing, this market is what consolidating. So when market consolidates in the price delivery algorithm, when price consolidates, the next thing it does is to expand either to the upside or to the downside. If it's not expanding, after the expansion, we get what, a retracement before a reversal. So what we are expecting on this price currently is an expansion, because we could see a consolidation occurring. Right? So, and I use the high. These are highs. You could see me mark out the highs clearly. This is a high. You could see highs here. 1, 2, 3, meaning liquidity is resting above what, these zones. So let's look at it on the 4-hour time frame. So like I said, you could see the market consolidating, building orders in order to move price to the other direction. Okay, so for this trade, you could see that the trade moved a little bit from last week. Yes, I think I took some buy here and I stopped out somewhere around this zone. So that is still on my trading schedule for the week. So let's look at this. I just wanted you to see that this market is consolidating on this hour time frame. Let's look at 1 hour. Same structure, consolidation. And if you look closely here, you will see that the market ran off. All right, this was a huge impulsive move and it created what, a fair value gap somewhere around here. There's a fair value gap here, which the price has traded into it a little bit, but I'm not still satisfied. So I'm looking for price to come back and test it fully, because I'm out to take this trade from the 15 minutes time frame. Yes, so you could see this huge FVG somewhere around there. Yes, perfect. So there's a fair value gap here that I expect price to come and trade into before the movement upward. So that's my take. I'm actually buy biased on NZD card. I'm sell biased on GBP USD. So I just have to wait for confirmation, wait for the price to trade into your zone or your POI, use your point of interest, and you could take your trade from there. So that's for NZD card. The next pair is Euro CHF. This is supposed to be a bonus though. Same structure in NZD card. So let's look at Euro CHF before we look at the last pair. So currently Euro CHF is experiencing a low. I think this is a low of since how many years? So this is actually the weekly time frame. Yeah, I think so. Since 2011, after it experienced the low in 2014, this is the low, the most low since how many years? Since 2014, 2015. This is the low of all time. All right, so what does that tell us? It means for any market that is in, I could say this is a discount, because I'm not going to, there's no other thing to say about this other than that the trade is in a discount. Where's my network messing up? Okay, sorry. So currently you can see the market consolidating. Let's just go to 4-hour time frame. Yeah, this is pretty easy to trade. You can see the market has been making 1, 2, 3, 4, all right, highs, and we are just having, I think, 2 lows. Right, so I'm expecting the market to make another leg downwards. Then probably we'll look at the market and see where the direction is heading. There's an LVG here, and I've marked the equilibrium zone. So what I'm expecting in this market is a clear breakout of this consolidation. Yes, you could see the market is consolidating. This is actually ripe for a sell downwards, because we could see the only conspicuous low is this one. So when the market makes the third low or the second low, however you might call it, probably first I'm likely to take a sell. All right, if I go to 15 minutes time frame, I'll be looking for an entry for a sell. Right, because this is a range. It's pretty simple to trade. You trade from 1 is over 40 pips. This is a good trade. Right, so I'll be looking for a sell. So once I get a conspicuous sell, I'll be taking the trade from there. Alright, so I'll be looking for a sell somewhere around this zone. So when I get confirmation, I take my sell, then wait for the market to show us the direction, whether upwards or downwards. So if it's upwards, remember, you don't trade what you want the market to do, you trade what you see in the market. Alright, so if the market is trading upwards, my first target is going to be this zone. Alright, so but usually what we are expecting from my own perspective, could actually get a low here, probably a read of this previous low. So when we get that, we see the market moving possibly to the upside. So if the market moves to the upside, probably I'll be waiting for a retest or a pullback to either the equilibrium of this consolidation. So if the market pulls back to that zone, I'm going to be taking a buy, and we'll see a reversal upward. So that's for Euro CHF. Firstly, I'm sell biased, and lastly, I am buy biased. So whatever trade you want to take, you have to look out for confirmations before placing that trade. If you don't see confirmations, there's no point taking the trade. All right, so that's it for Euro CHF. Next is GBP JPY. Yes, this is GBP JPY, and this one is pretty interesting. Remember, we are looking at, while we looked at JPY index, we saw that it's likely to move upwards. So if JPY moves upwards, it means other pairs that JPY is the quote is likely to sell. All right, so having that at the back of our mind, let's go to daily time frame. So you see the general structure of JPY. Good. Now we saw that this market raided this high of August 2022, and after the raid, we saw a pullback to an extent and another raid of this high. Okay, so you could see the market took out this high. So maybe the market took out this high, the market made an impulsive move to the downside, forming what is called a breaker block. All right, so this is a breaker block. It broke above this high and pulled back massively, but since then we've not seen a clear retest of the change of character here, and there's an FVG, there's a liquidity void resting between these zones. So I'm sell biased on JPY, but my point of interest is this zone, right? So I'm expecting JPY to trade into this zone before what I take a sell. Yeah, exactly, I'm expecting it to trade into this zone before I take a sell. So it's pretty simple. The liquidity here was taken, delivered to the downside. We saw a pullback or a reversal to this zone. So now that liquidity is resting above here, I'm expecting price to take out this liquidity before we see what a clear reversal. All right, so this zone, this 185077 and 184.471, I take it again, the zone is 184.71 and 185.077. so those are my entries, those are my sell zones. So once I get confirmation, I'm taking a sell from there. So I already marked out the clear lows that we should be looking at for. So we have a low here, we have another low here. So I ignore this one because this one has already been taken out. So you could see this has already been taken out. All right, so liquidity is no longer resting here, and the next place liquidity is resting is this obvious low, this low here. Yes, sorry. So there's liquidity resting on this zone. So that's it for the most important thing in this trade is this breaker block that I saw here, which is an institutional reference point. All right, and if we look at it at the 4-hour time frame, it makes more sense. Same structure on the daily time frame, same structure on the 4-hour time frame. So you can see that my zones are valid, the breaker neck and this zone. You can see liquidity void and FVG resting above this zone. So I'm expecting price to clear out this liquidity resting here then before we see a sell downwards. So once we get a confirmation, firstly I'm targeting here. There's equally a low somewhere here you could target. Sorry, there's a low here you could target. Look at this low. So we have a lot of pips to make this week. So if our trade goes as planned, we take a trade from probably the equilibrium to this point. It's already 375 pips, so that's huge. All right, so we're looking at it for making massive profit this week, and I wish us all a happy and a successful trading week. So look out for the next episode of this Trade Insight, and we'll be doing it on a weekly basis to recap on what we are expecting to see in the market. Please, if you've not clicked the subscription button, make sure you do so and look out for my next update. Thank you and have a blessed week.